Hey, good morning. Welcome to June 24th, 2022. My morning ramble. So I take my walk this morning. Birds are well fed. A loyal gaggle of followers, so to speak. Anyway, another glorious morning. Given all the hot temperatures and things that we've had lately, it's kind of nice that we've got some consistency in the weather now. We'll be getting a little hotter today, but that's okay. Not as hot as some of our friends a little further south are experiencing at this time. Anyways, whole point of this morning ramble thing was just for me to basically get past some anxieties, I guess, about showing myself in public and really just trying to move forward a little bit in a personal development level. So please excuse the rambling nature of this. That's kind of the point. It's not really to have a set agenda, just more to kind of think about some things and then see what strikes me as I walk out the door, make my way out. So this morning, this was actually triggered by something that was on one of the chat groups that I subscribe to, and I don't subscribe to many because I really don't do a lot of social media these days. But there was some discussion about mastering and master, and in the context of mastering skills. And I was thinking about that. I was thinking about really what is mastery? Is there even such a thing? If there is such a thing, is it something that I would actually like to do? And let me put that into context. We'll often talk about somebody who has achieved their master's in a degree, PhD or whatever the comparable is, here in the United States compared to New Zealand. Or we'll talk about someone who, has mastered a skill, and the implication is that they are the master of that skill. And along with that implication comes with, they've mastered the skill. Is that it? Is there anything more? I don't know that I'd actually like to master a skill. I like to think that I can become expert in a skill, and that my expertise means that I'll be one of the people or a person who others will come to say, hey, you know more about this than I do. Can you help out? Can you provide some tips, some guidance? In IT terms, you're the subject matter expert. Expertise does not denote that you know everything. It just means that you know a lot. And you're probably confident in your ability to pick up the things that you do not know. Mastery in a skill, or mastering something, to me at least, is a little more finite. It's kind of saying, I pretty much know everything about this. I know all there is to know on this particular skill. And that's basically it. Where do you go from there? I guess you could say, well, I mastered this skill, I guess I can go master another one. But the other side to the coin is this. Master also kind of carries a connotation that you're superior. You are the one. Without getting into a political discourse on mastery in a, shall we say, more human, less wonderful perspective, it does kind of carry, some connotations with it. Star Wars, Luke, I am your master. It's like, well, does that make you better than me? You think you know everything? Ah, just a weird thing. Sidetrack. This is downfield. There's a lot of grass. Sidetrack. Our one of our neighbours when we started here used to lay down seed and would come through with his tractor and cut it all down, turn it into hay. That was before we had the sheep, and the sheep kind of did that job as well. But now that we don't have sheep, we're getting a lot of grass. So go figure. Anyway, back to mastery. So master to me is at least personally, I don't know that I'd like to be subordinate to a master, someone who's mastered something, because it just kind of feels creepy, kind of weird. And so therefore someone who's mastered a skill, I have to respect them for being at least an expert in that skill. But I don't know that the term master really kind of carries any weight. Have you mastered it? What else can you learn? Why are you even bothering? You kind of moved on from this. So I don't know. I'm not quite sure really what I'm saying here. Just the term master seems a little redundant. And the other side of the coin is, what determines these degrees of expertise? I guess in a good old guild system, you would have an apprentice, and the apprentice would serve time. There might be a guild master, back to the master thing again, but that might be a bit sexist or whatever, I don't know. And but rank and file or caste. But you would apprentice, which means you're assumed to know little to nothing. Whether that's true or not depends on the actual person, I guess, and where they came from. But you're expected to do, so many years minimum, and that term of work, at the end of that period, you became a journeyman, or you progressed to the next level, so to speak. You'd served a term that was actually a finite term, and had some skills at the end of it that proved that you knew what you were doing, and therefore you are now considered to move to the next level. And again, after serving so many years, achieving so many skills, you might be considered to be, I don't know, a master in the guild sense, but certainly at least an expert. You've proven your worth. I've been in IT for 30 odd years, 35 if I'm really counting, getting very close to. I don't consider myself to be a master by any means or stretch of pretty much anything along that time. And I might consider myself to be expert in a number of things, but my mantra, for what it's worth, along the ways has been stand on the shoulders of giants. There are a lot of people out there who are expert in similar fields or similar crafts. They know what they're doing. They've had similar experiences. I wouldn't say that any of them are necessarily masters or have mastered it, because they still strive to learn more. But their skills are synergistic, because they're also experts even in similar fields or similar crafts. They know stuff you don't know. And therefore working with them, you learn things. And they learn things. And they have different ways of achieving the same goals. You might have different ways of achieving the same goals. End result is the same goal. One may be easier, one may not be. They may both be roughly the same in terms of difficulty. So be it. But again, mastery, don't know. So this is just a thought that was running through my head from that conversation. What is mastery? Is it even really a thing? Can you really say you've mastered something? Do you really want to master anything? Is it okay to be an expert at something? It's about the journey, I think. You find something that you're passionate about or you have to do, and you just try to do the best job that you can. You work with people who maybe better at you at it, more expert. You work with people who have a broader range of experience. Maybe they're not as skilled, but they may know a little more, theoretically or otherwise. And then you learn from them. And that learning becomes a lifelong thing until one day you're pushing up daisies, and that doesn't really matter after that. So it's all about enjoying the time that you have. Just some rambling. It is really glorious out here. There's a view down the road. It's our neighbours. It's very green. It's quite peaceful this time of the morning. I don't know if I just dazzled everybody with sunlight, but hopefully not. Anyway, that's my random thought on masters and mastering. I probably have a lot more to say on this, I guess. Who knows? Thought of the day: find your passion and throw yourself in it and be good at it. Don't strive to master it right out of the gate. Just improve. Find others who are interested in the same things, respect them for their skills and abilities, and stand on the shoulders of giants. If you stand on each other's shoulders, you would be a very, very tall giant indeed. Kia ora. Hope you all have a great day.